Hi everyone, it's Elise from Pony Friday. I'm also the host of the Kiss My Pony app, a membership community for creative entrepreneurs. And today I'm interviewing member Crystal Reynolds, owner of Crystal Inc. Crystal, can you please share a little bit about your business?
Do I start? I've been in the creative business for over 20 years. So I started freelancing back when I had a full-time job, and I really dove into a bit of everything, but then really kind of dug into print design, publication design and that kind of thing. And along the way, I've actually even developed my own kind of sub-brand, planner systems. So I'm working to develop that as well.
And what's your sub-brand called and your main brand?
So my company is called Crystal Inc, as in INK, because I love print design. And the sub-brand is called My Life. So I have a planner I call the My Week. So the idea is it's a unique system that no one else has, undated. And basically it's like when you see it, it's my week. Well, if you have it in your hands, it's your week, whoever kind of owns it. So it's where people can own their life and plan it. And basically worksheets for your life, basically. So
awesome. We'll post some links to that. What appeals to you about the Kiss My Pony app?
From what I've experienced so far, I love that it's a low space. Everybody's on the same page, very creative. There's no advertising. It's really a space that you can kind of have a really caring, thoughtful, supportive community based on kind of what our needs are. So
how are you finding the culture within the app?
You're not feeling like I know a lot of creatives tend to feel like they're faking it until they make it, but it's a space where everybody's honest and transparent about struggles and wins, and everybody starts somewhere. So there's always someone with a supportive kind of thoughts or ideas.
Awesome. And are you finding that you're benefiting from, giving a little bit of advice or from getting it? Do you find that it's an imbalance?
I'm definitely appreciating the online events with the Mindset Mondays and experiencing the hot seat. It's very it's a collaborative space, kind of like a water cooler space on thoughts and ideas, but it's focused. So you don't feel like people are getting distracted and off task. So you're definitely getting something out of it. That's sort of what I like about it. As far as, I like to give ideas, for sure. Everybody has thoughts and ideas, but it's definitely a space to definitely go in and be open to other thoughts and ideas. Not everybody's going to hit the right mark, and you might not, definitely approve or agree with what they have to say, but it always helps to give you perspective.
And were you looking for a new creative entrepreneurs community for that sort of thing?
I kind of wasn't. Basically, it kind of was offered up. I'm a part of a accountability group of creative business people, and I was a part of a local kind of creative chapter, creative mornings thing for a while. But took a break. But I definitely think the timing of when this started is really quite keen with where we are at, having to be remote. So I wasn't looking for it, but it's definitely added to my experience.
What do you feel like the biggest difference is between your other accountability groups and mastermind groups and think tanks that you've been a part of?
It's a space that's very more relaxed and focused on the fun aspects of what our industry does instead of worrying about the work aspect. Sometimes it's nice to take a break and kind of remind yourself what you enjoy about the creative industry.
Have you experienced any particularly memorable moments so far? I know the Kiss My Pony community is really new, but is there anything that stuck out to you so far?
I think definitely I liked the one Mindset Monday I had attended, and just sort of, like I said, it's kind of like it was a worksheet on kind of tuning into creativity and the aha moment of how our previous growing up years actually define how we view the world. So that was really good for perspective and just something to kind of sit on.
Do you think that during the pandemic that it's more stressful and you're finding that you're needing to be reminded of the playful side of creativity?
Definitely, you can kind of get into just a bit of a zone of just work, work, work. And if you're not getting out, having fun, meeting people, coffee, cocktails, like events that you do when you're a solopreneur and a freelancer, you get out. It can feel a lot more like a drag day-to-day work. So space where you can kind of like, other people is nice.
Yeah, so my last question is, what's your favorite app feature so far that you've kind of delved into?
My favorite app feature is, I think, the scheduled Zoom get-togethers at this point. The rest, being able to post and get some thoughts. People are thoughtful with anything that you have to share, which is great. But that kind of connection, and they're people I don't even know, which is great. So it's nice to meet new people.
It's definitely a different twist on the traditional kind of brainstorming mastermind place.
I think what you have with your app is definitely, it's like a private social media, anti-social media version. Like, it's social media that's private, because there's a lot of people out there that are just like, it's so overwhelming, they don't even want to do it. Because Uppercase has her Uppercase Circle. She uses Mighty Networks for her kind of community. Right. And it's nice in the sense of, if you wanna, you can dive in. If you don't, you don't have to go there. And it's intentional when you get in there, right? Whereas if it's, you're just kind of killing time on Facebook or Twitter, it's you're not getting actual work done or any advice. So
it's interesting that you bring up Mighty Networks. I did a lot of research into Mighty Networks, and I did a little course on community building through Mighty Networks. And the thing I didn't like about it was that Mighty Networks is still the gatekeeper, right? You're still joining Mighty Networks to join the other community. And that's what I didn't like about it. Like, if we're dissing other social platforms and we're saying have a dedicated space, then I just didn't like how they were collecting all of that data, and it wasn't just our private, extra link.
It's like, it's the in-between, right? It's the conglomerate version. It's paid, right? So at least you have some control, but like you said, you don't own it. So that's the in-between. And then hopefully, I think the pushback with social media is you get a lot more of these types of networks happening versus the big conglomerate trying to control everything. So
yeah, well, and it's interesting too, because they're harder to find, and it's harder to kind of like share that information to how because people are so inundated with groups, and they don't necessarily understand the difference between joining a community that is an app and kind of feels like social media, even though it's separated and it doesn't have all of the and advertising in it. It's a bit of a mind shift. Crystal, thank you so much for joining me on a Kiss My Pony app member interview. I'm really excited that you've decided to join us and participate in the Kiss My Pony app. It's super fun to have you. I hope you continue to see value from showing up.
I definitely will. See you there.